Welcome to another rConfig tutorial. In this video, we're diving into SSH private keys for credential authentication on devices that support SSH on your network. Using SSH private keys is one of the most secure ways to authenticate users on your network, and today we'll walk through setting them up in rConfig v7. We'll cover how to set up SSH private keys, use passphrases with private keys, apply these keys to devices to retrieve configurations. Let's get started. Accessing credentials. First, go to Settings, then Device Credentials. After that, click on Add Local Credential Set. In this video, we've already got a credential set created, so we'll use that for testing. Editing credentials. Click Edit on the credential set. You'll notice a few changes from the previous version. SSH private keys have been reintroduced in rConfig version 7.2.4. They were last available in version 6. Adding an SSH private key to add an SSH private key. Give the credential a name and description. Choose private key as the type of credential. Enter the username associated with the private key. Paste the private key into the private key text box. Note, once the key is saved, you won't be able to retrieve it again. If the key has a passphrase, enter it in the provided field. Click Save or Edit to confirm your changes. Once the credential set is saved, you'll need to make a small adjustment to the SSH template for the device. In this example, we have a new template called SSH Private Key. You can either download this template from our GitHub repo or use the import function to bring it in directly from there. When you create a new template and select Choose Imported Template, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see the SSH private key template. The main difference with this template compared to others is in the auth main section. Here you'll notice that SSH priv key is set to on. This instructs rConfig not to use a username and password, but instead to authenticate using the private key configured in the device credentials set. Now, if we go to the devices, you'll see an example device called Hydra, which is set up with the SSH private key template and the Linux dev credential set. When I click Download Now, it will take a moment to download, but once it's finished, we'll see 3 outputs from the configured commands for the Rocky Linux servers command group. After refreshing, we can review those outputs and see the various commands that have run. Let me show them on the screen. For troubleshooting purposes, you can use the copy debug command to diagnose credential issues. This is helpful when testing a credential set, particularly if there's a failure. For demonstration, I'll adjust the credentials by either changing or removing the private key passphrase, which will cause the credential set to fail. Once I bring up the CLI and paste in the copy debug command, as shown here, and hit enter, you'll see an authentication failure message. Authentication failed using SSH private key. Please check key and passphrase. This is a straightforward way to troubleshoot and debug connectivity issues related to SSH private keys. We hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and features on rConfig version 7.